Story of a people, an ethnic group, and a nation. It reveals the struggles and the lessons that guide the future, and this is why preserving history through monuments, drawings, and other forms of art is so important. Art, especially drawing, speaks where words sometimes fail. Every image tells a story and carries a powerful message. On Panorama today, we will explore how drawings are used to communicate powerful messages, preserve the history of a people, and of course, put food on the table of many young Nigerians. I am Muhammad Murajingi. Stay tuned. The federal government has again received commendation for her commitment to integrate the nation through infrastructural development in parts of the country, including the southwest region. The Minister of Works, Dev Omahi, was speaking during an inspection tour of some federal government projects in Enugu State. Blessing Anyau reports.
From the Abakwa Junction and the flyover bridge at the NMPC Junction in Eko Binago, he expressed satisfaction at the pace and quality of work done so far.
The joy of the building of road by President all over the country is that these roads will stay over 50 years to 100 years. You can see the concrete road is ongoing, it's just like the coastal highway.
He has gone ahead to make sure that all potholes on the road they have been filled. There is no section of this road that on the Enugu Band section, it's all good, all the way from here to 9 Mile.
Mr. President has been very meticulous and very intentional about this project. I would want to say thank you to Mr. President. He's connecting the whole Nigeria as one.
The minister also commended the ingenuity of the supervising engineers and contractors who are working hard to get the job delivered in good time. In Enugu, Blessing Anyau, NTA News.
Tinubu's renewed hope agenda for economic growth and food security hinges significantly on safer waterways that support rural transportations and livelihoods across the country, and it is in line with this national objective that the National Inland Waterways Authority (NIWA) has intensified its sensitization campaigns and enforcement of safety regulations to reduce accidents and promote responsible use of the nation's waterways. Musa Mikael reports on the agency's latest effort in Kacha waterfront in Niger State.
Rural waterways remain a lifeline for millions of Nigerians, supporting food production, local trade, and movement of essential goods across communities. Their contribution to national food security and economic stability makes safety on these routes not just a regional concern, but national priority. It is against this backdrop that the National Inland Waterways Authority has intensified its sensitization and enforcement exercise in Kacha and Malale, two major riverine hubs in Niger State. During the exercise, NIWA officials engaged both operators, fishermen, and passengers on the critical need to observe safety regulations, including compulsory use of life jackets, avoidance of night travel, and compliance with loading limits.
There is a level of compliance here because we make sure that for the first time we do sensitization and we make sure they are there to the safety code that they will brought to them. So yeah, if you don't have a life jacket, you will not enter boat.
NIWA says the sensitization drive is part of an ongoing national effort to secure the waterways and support the federal government's renewed hope agenda for economic growth and food security. Musa Mikael, NTA News.
This forum is deepening commitment in the delivery of healthcare services nationwide. This came to the fore at the 2025 NGF Primary Healthcare Leadership Challenge Awards, supported by World Bank, UNICEF, and other donor partners. Correspondent Abakar Akonga reports.
It is now 3 cycle running, and the Performance and Evaluation Indicators Index for the 33 states of the Federation rating on primary healthcare delivery system is setting a trailblazing model.
Primary healthcare leadership challenge has been central to the remarkable progress we are celebrating here. We remain committed to working in collaboration to advance primary healthcare and accelerate progress towards universal health coverage for all Nigerians.
And here comes the defining moment where impact of subnational budgets and funding by external donors are driving results beyond geopolitical borders, and the waiting moment has finally arrived.
I'm sure you're holding your breath. Yobe State.
Yobe State topped the scoreboard as overall best performing state in the country with cash reward of $1.2 million.
It's an investment that is coming that will create jobs, create economic value, and help us to deal with malaria. Just as manufacturing pharmaceuticals, test kits, medical equipment, and many other things. So when you invest in health, you are also investing in the economic potential. And I think 5 major listed pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria already have reported very high profits in the last 1 year.
Other states and first runner-ups across geopolitical spread are Nasarawa, Kwara, Abia, Anambra, Rivers, Bayelsa, Zamfara, Kaduna, Osun, and Ogun states.
No, it's very exciting. I mean, it's good for somebody to recognize what you do. And this is exactly what happened today. So I'm happy, I'm excited. And I thank the organizers for this. And we'll continue to do more.
The outcome is a testimony of collaborative efforts and utilization of funds in line with best practices of meeting universal health coverage nationwide. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Sector to livestock matters as the Minister of Livestock Development, Idi Mukhtar Meha, said strengthening the national capacity to assess climate finance opportunities is essential for building a resilient and sustainable livestock sector in Nigeria. The minister stated this at a capacity building workshop on improving access to climate adaptation, finance for climate resilience, and livestock production systems, organized by the ministry in collaboration with the Africa Group of Negotiations, Expert Support, and GIS.
Animal welfare and traceability are becoming a requirement for trade because livestock have been severally implicated in greenhouse gases, gas emissions, the carbon footprint of livestock products, and responsible production systems are also being tracked. One question I have to answer is the cow an agent or a victim of climate change? And that's very, very important.
Messages. Panorama continues. And thank you very much for still being there with us on Panorama. Through creative drawings depicting culture and history of Nigeria, young artists in Kaduna State are preserving and documenting the history of Nigeria as a nation with great potentials. The report. Pragmatic colors and abstract shapes all on show here at the National Museum along Alaakili Road in Kaduna. In this museum, young artists, including Fatima Abdul Majid, are showcasing their latest work.
When I paint, I feel at peace like all the time. And not even me, so many people that understand painting. Each painting has its meaning.
The exhibition is part of an ongoing effort to preserve Nigeria's history.
A contribution in arts will help in fostering unity among our diverse communities.
The building that now houses the National Museum Kaduna was once intended to serve as the residence of the late Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa.
This building you see here was the house of Sir Tafawa Balewa, his own personal house. He wanted to have a home in Kaduna, and he built this house thinking that when he is done with his politics, he will come and settle here. But he never had the money to go beyond the lintel level. And the project was abandoned. You can see how honest, how sincere the leaders of the past used to be.
Through their art, these young Nigerians are helping to preserve the culture and history of great leaders like late Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, late Sir Ahmadu Bello, the Sardaunan Sokoto, and many others. With me in the studio is the immediate past director of the Ario House, an institution dedicated to preserving artworks and monuments that document the history of particularly northern Nigeria on the heritage of the people and the past leaders. Professor Salisu Bala, you are welcome to our studio, sir.
Thank you very much for this important invitation.
We really appreciate your presence. Let's just set the ball rolling, sir.
Okay,
Can you tell us about the history and the mission of Ario House, a place you headed? Just in 2 months' time, you've given another leader to continue the good work you've started. What is the history of this house?
Ario House, as a Center for Historical Documentation and Research, was established in the 1970s. The aim and objectives of setting off or establishing that center is to, like I've said earlier, or like so many people are, is to preserve the history and culture of the people of northern Nigeria, and also to serve as a research center where people of northern extraction, whatever you are studying at advanced level, you go there, you conduct your research, you benefit from the rich library and the archives that are in Ario House for the development of humanity as well as for the development of northern Nigeria.
And this brings me to my next question. Sir, why is Ario House important in the preservation of particularly the history of northern Nigeria, its heritage, the history of the people, and of course, the past leaders?
You see, Ario House is the only center that, guide and provide policy direction to all the leaders of northern Nigeria as well as at federal level. And it is a place where let's say Ahmadu Bello of blessed memory lived all his life until the unfortunate incident of 15 January 1966 when as a result of that military coup he was assassinated. Ario House is important because there is a big museum in the center. The museum is divided into two. You have what we call a Sardona Gallery, where you have the personal effects of late Ahmadu Bello, his personal belongings, his wristwatch, his driver's license, his attires, pictures of his wives and children, and the house. It clearly shows how simple he lived his whole life. Ario House, this is where you have, in fact, all the 19 states in northern Nigeria has their own personal galleries. So each state has a gallery of its own, where it clearly shows the history of the people of that state.
As you have literally answered my next question, which is the types of artworks and monuments that you have. Let me just go straight to some other very important question. How do these monuments help in telling the story of northern Nigerian past leaders, particularly some of them that you've just mentioned?
You see, there are a lot of people that are in school today who does not maybe know who the Sardona was, isn't it? Who was Tafawa Balewa? Who is maybe Amin Kano? You get my point. But when you go to Ario House, you see their pictures, you see their drawings, you see their, properties, life. You think of the kind of lives they live. A simple life. They were able to provide, good leadership to the people, because it's a life that clearly shows modesty, justice, free from corruption, because most of them, they pass away without, having a lot of properties, Some of them don't even have houses. You get my point? It clearly shows true leadership, leadership in practice. You can go and see the simple bed which Saruna was using when he was alive, the kettle he was using to perform ablution, the very deaths that was used to establish all the important infrastructures in northern Nigeria, places like Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, Kaduna Polytechnic, NNDC, all these, developments were recorded, during the lifetime of late Ahmadu Bello. And look at the houses he lives in.
And at this point, we thank you very much for coming and giving us these wonderful contributions, particularly what you've been doing in this great Arewa house that has been preserving the history and the heritage of the people of particular northern Nigeria. Thank you very much, sir, for coming.
Thank you very much, too, for inviting me to this important program.
Thank you. And moving on, in its continued effort to intensify the fight against corruption, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is expanding public awareness to ensure citizens are equipped with the right knowledge to identify loopholes and report suspicious activities. As part of this strategy, the AFCC has organized a one-day sensitization workshop for civil society organizations aimed at empowering them with practical tools to detect, document, and report corrupt practices. Haruna Muhammad reports.
National Corruption Perception Index 2024 ranks Nigeria 140th out of the 180 countries worldwide, indicating a high level of corruption within the public sector. This challenge aligns with the establishment of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which has recorded notable successes in Kaduna. The Commission has arrested and prosecuted several corruption-related cases within the year under review.
If you have any information and you say it is the director you want to give that information to, his doors are wide open.
To sustain this achievement in the fight against corruption, the Commission organized a one-day sensitization workshop bringing together civil society organizations and other partners from across the state who play a vital role in bridging the gap between government institutions and the public.
We have recorded so much successes with regard to fight against corruption, and we are not resting on our oars. We will continue to do that until we bring corruption to its barest minimum.
But they have given us more technical and more advanced knowledge on how we can put public office holders on their toe to be accountable.
By empowering civil society groups, the Commission hopes to build a stronger network of informed citizens who can spot red flags and speak up against corruption, a proactive step the EFCC believes will strengthen prevention before crimes occur. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
The Kaduna Peace Model is addressing the root causes of conflict through dialogue, as well as the establishment of Kaduna Skills Acquisition Center, providing jobs for over 32,000 youths every year. The Kaduna State Governor Uba Sani revealed the success stories at an event marking the Nigerian Union of Journalists Press Week, held here in Kaduna. Haruna Muhammad again reports.
It is not a political gathering, but one that brings together nationalists, traditional institutions, friends of the media and security personnel, celebrating the members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm for their role in shaping public perception and building bridges between the government and the governed.
Stimulate informed discourse and promote public understanding and acceptance of the development initiative by the government.
With the team, media and the Kaduna State Peace Model, strengthening dialogue, security and development in the North, Governor Obasani, represented by the Commissioner for Information, amongst other speakers, identified early warning and response system, purpose engagement, and the role of the media in promoting peace, security, and development in northern Nigeria.
It is through such engagement that journalists equip themselves to navigate the complexities of a fast-changing information landscape, one marked by the rise of digital platforms, the speed of news dissemination, and the growing trend of misinformation.
Also encompasses social cohesion, emotional security,
economic stability, and opportunities that enable individuals.
Awards were presented to distinguished personalities and the launching of a book authored by the seasoned journalist Noah Epije. Key players are of the view that journalists as a force for truth, peace and national security should remain steadfast in defending the public interest and national security. In Kaduna, Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
Sports. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have officially opened their Africa Cup of Nations camp in Cairo, Egypt, as preparations begin for Morocco 2025. Details and more. Let's join Suleiman Musa for more details.
Team Nigeria delivered a stellar performance on the track as the athletics event wrapped up at the 4th African Youth Games in Angola on Saturday, finishing with an impressive total of 11 medals. The Nigerian contingent claimed 6 gold and 5 silver medals, underlining the country's depth and promise in youth athletics. In the sprint, Nigeria dominated the 100 meters. Rosemary Chigozie-Nwankwo powered to gold in the girls' event, clocking 11.77 seconds to finish ahead of South Africa's Oluchi Ndubezi, who took silver in 12.12 seconds. In the boys' 100 meters, Emmanuel Akolu secured a silver medal for Nigeria, running 10.76 seconds to finish behind South Africa's Mika Africa, who won gold in 10.67 seconds. To football, as the Super Eagles of Nigeria have begun preparations for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco, with the team's camp officially open in Cairo, Egypt, Sunday, December 14th. All coaches and backroom staff have reported to camp, with goalkeeper Francis Uzoho the first player to arrive. Drawn in Group C, Nigeria will open their campaign against Tanzania, decided on Saturday. Action continues on Sunday as Barao FC hosts Shooting Stars in Kano. Kun Khalifat FC welcome Abia Warriors in a Southeast derby, and defending champions Remo Stars travel to Yenagoa to face Bayelsa United. Niger Tornadoes will take on El Kanemi Warriors, while league leaders Nasarawa United head to Jos to face Plateau United as they look to maintain their position at the top. Match day 17 will be concluded on Monday, with Rivers United hosting Wiki Tories in Port Harcourt and Ikorodu City taking on Katsina United in Lagos. And finally, Liverpool returned to winning ways with a comfortable 2-0 victory over Brighton as Mohamed Salah made a welcome return to the starting lineup. Chelsea also bounced back with a clean sheet win over Everton, handing manager Enzo Maresca maximum point on Saturday. On Sunday, Crystal Palace hosts Manchester City at Selhurst Park, with both teams enjoying strong runs of form. Elsewhere, Newcastle United travel to Sunderland, Nottingham Forest welcome Tottenham Hotspur. West Ham United face Aston Villa, while Manchester United will host Bournemouth at Old Trafford. With sports update, Suleiman Musa, NTA News.
As of our bulletin on Panorama today, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.